Hey up everybody, welcome to Monday morning. And what a lovely day it is today. I had a whole day off yesterday to let my body absorb those two brutally hard weekends I've just had, and now we're properly back on the Norwegian Singles train, and today is 60 minutes just nice and easy. So let's enjoy this run. Mondays are when I get the opportunity to introduce myself and to explain what the channel's all about. Because my name's Neil and I started this channel back in July of 2025 to document my journey of just trying to be the best runner I can before age stops the improvements. Because right now I'm 54 years old, and in just a couple of months time I'm going to be 55, and no matter what training I do or how dedicated I am, the improvements are going to stop. But I am in a very fortunate position at the moment because I started running so late in life. I'm still getting the improvements now. So last weekend before last I did the Wilmslow half marathon and took a whole 2 minutes off my PB, and I'm concentrating now on summer. I'll be doing some 5k races and some 10k races to try and improve those times as well. Mondays are also the time when I get to thank each and every one of you for following my little channel. Well, when I started this channel it literally was just friends and family, and it's just grown and grown, and it's just growing so fast at the moment. There's so many people that are investing their time to follow my journey, and this is where I get to say thank you so much for, well, you're actually helping me. Not only are you helping the channel spread by being a subscriber, but knowing that I've got so many people watching what I do, it's really helping me to stay motivated. When the weather's really bad and it's stormy and windy outside and I'm thinking of every excuse not to run, I know I've got you lot right on my shoulder, so it helps me with the motivation. So thank you very much to each and every one of you. It really is appreciated. And if you're thinking about subscribing, what's in it for you if you press that subscribe button? Well, what I do on this channel is I do regular uploads 2 to 3 times a week. I'm currently, well, saying currently, I'm using the Norwegian Singles Approach, and I'll be using that for the foreseeable future because it's really suiting me. I'm getting some really good gains and improvements. So if you've got any interest to find out what the Norwegian Singles are, follow the channel, because that's what I'm doing every day of every week. Shoe reviews, that's another thing I'm doing now. I started buying shoes to review on the channel, and at the moment I'm currently wading my way through a lot of the Chinese super shoes that are becoming very popular now, and for very good reason they're becoming very popular, because they are fantastic. I've actually got a pair on now that I'm reviewing, and I'll be doing a first impressions video of these later this week. The one thing that I'm not doing is the big epic storylines, basically because I don't have the skills to do that. I watch those kind of videos for my own personal enjoyment, and lots of running creators, I don't actually watch the running, I watch how they make the videos, because I find that fascinating. How they use the camera angles, how they use music in the background. It really is a skill, and full credit to them. But I know it's not something that I can do, so I'm not going to try that. What we are going to do is I'm going to pick the camera up and we're just going to go for a run together and have a nice chat. And that's the basic format of the channel. And then last but not least, probably most importantly, it's not just about me and my running, because my main interest isn't the race day, the free t-shirts and the medal. That's just a time trial. My main interest is the actual training, and I'm just as much interested in your training as what I am my own, because I love to learn about all the different training methods, what works, what doesn't work, and I like to hear other people's progress and how they're doing with their training and how their races are going, because that genuinely is my main interest. And if you look down at the comments section of any of the videos, you can see how I'm really engaging and finding out what everybody's doing and asking their opinions, and it's building quite a community. There's a good amount of people now who I'm regularly keeping in touch with through the comments, and I'm really enjoying that, and I'm learning a lot as well, finding out from other people's experiences and from all over the world as well, from everywhere. It's really fantastic and amazing to be in such a position where I can be in touch with so many people and learn from such a huge network. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. So if that sounds interesting, then press that subscribe button. Join this journey. Let's go for lots of runs together. Get in the comments and say hello. I'm here to chat with everybody and to listen to how everybody's doing, and we'll share all the good times and all the bad times and just enjoy running. Oh, there we go, that's the hour. Let's have a look at this. 1 hour and 7 seconds. I didn't actually set a program on my watch. I've got all that to do later. Today was just 60 minutes easy, so no drama, but really enjoyed that and covered quite a distance as well. I'll put the stats on the screen for you. But that's the first proper run back after doing the reverse taper and the Midland road relays. So we're back on the Norwegian Singles train now, working towards, I've got a race in just over 2 weeks. It's the first of the Hereford 5k series. It's one of my favourite races of the year, or race series of the year. It's where I actually first managed to beat the 20 minutes barrier for the 5k, so it's got a special place in me, that race has. But before we go, I'll show you the shoes, because we have mentioned them before. It is going to be a full review week, and these are the Dynafish Xiaonian, and I have done my research on these. They are supposed to be a really good shoe, and I'm going to make my own mind upon them, but after this first run everything's looking really good. But I'll save all the shoe talk for the review that should be out later this week. So I've got to get home now, I've got to get cleaned up and ready for work, So until tomorrow's session, I'll see thee. Hey up everybody, welcome to Tuesday morning, and Tuesdays are session days. Today we've got the 4x10 minute sub threshold, all off 90 seconds recovery. And I've got to be honest with you, I think today's going to be one of those days where I'm sharing one of the rough and bad times instead of one of the really good runs, because that warm-up wasn't pleasant. I really felt tired and I just couldn't get into the groove of it. It was one of those runs where it were almost like I was forcing it, and I felt like my legs were like scissors rather than the cycling motion. We have just had the hour change for the clocks. The clocks have gone forward by an hour, and I am really tired. I feel like I've lost not just an hour, but it feels like I've lost half the night's sleep. So that's all my excuses anyway. Last time I did this session, I was aiming for the 4:05 a kilometre. I think what I'll do today is I'll err on the side of caution. I'll aim for the 4:10s, and if it turns out to be an easy run, great. I'd much prefer that than going out way too hard and just dumping a load of fatigue onto myself and jeopardising the runs for the rest of the week. So let's go for a run. Right, here we go. We've got a good satellite signal. The heart rate monitor's connected. Let's see how this goes. Oh, look at that heart rate. Oh, 161. That's as high as I want that to go. The top limit when I was tested in January was 163 beats a minute. So 161, that's as high as I'm going. What did we do? 408. Two done. That's halfway there, and the heart rate is really high still. I've backed off the intensity. I'm making sure I'm nearer the 4:10s than the 4:9s. Sorry, 4:05s. This is feeling much more difficult than normal today. Heartbeat's going to rise going over this bridge. I've had to slow down. Three down. And this is why running to effort and time will always beat running to distance and pace. Because if I'd have tried running this session the same as what I did last time, I would have run myself into the ground trying. But because I'm running to time and to effort or intensity, I'm getting really good training load from it without it being excessive. That's a 4 done. Oh, and that was an absolute cracker of a session. Even though I felt really fatigued, I spent so much time there in zone that I got some real good training from that. That was really good. Well, that's another cracking session in the bank. Really pleased with that. I'll put the stats on the screen, but my splits were a 408, a 409, a 414, and then back down to 409 again. I did know in advance that I was feeling some tiredness, whether that's from the clocks changing and we're losing an hour's sleep, or some residual fatigue from the relays at the weekend, or a combination. But I knew in advance not to go out at my usual rapid paces because I just knew that today it wouldn't be sustainable. And as it turned out, I've managed to get one of my best sessions ever in the bank because my timing zone today was absolutely on point. I am so pleased with that. Shoes today and for the rest of the week, I've got the Dynafish Xiaonian on. I'm reviewing these at the moment, and so far really pleased. These are so lightweight, and yes, I'm enjoying them. But enough about them, we'll have a talk about them on another video. But I've got to get going now. It's time for me to get home and get cleaned up and get out to work. So until tomorrow, I'll see you. Hi up everybody, welcome to Wednesday morning. And I got a bit of a confession today. I'm going to be late for work. I slept in this morning. This hour change with the clocks, it's absolutely ruined me this year. I'm just so tired from it. But let's get this run done and then we'll get ourselves out to work. Well, we're just coming to the end of the run. I've got about 15 seconds left and I'm really late for work. Oh dear. But at least I got my run done. Well, there we go, there's the beeps. That's the 60 minutes easy done. Very nearly almost the 11 kilometers run. Really enjoyed today. I managed to wear a t-shirt because it's nice and warm. But I did sleep in, so I'm gonna have to be quick now because I've got to get home, get myself cleaned up and get out to work very quickly. But before I go, I'll show you the shoes. And it's the Dynafish Xiaonian that I'll be wearing all week because I'm reviewing them. And I'll not talk much about them now, I'll leave that for the review. But a little bit of a spoiler alert, I'm really enjoying these shoes. So until tomorrow, when it's a 6x6 minute sub threshold run, I'll see you.